Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is Mike Brown here with Remax in Toronto. And yes, the holidays are upon us.
Hey, can I get another drink down here?
And for today's episode, there were three things on my mind I wanted to share with everybody. And the first topic I want to talk about is something known as a blanket appraisal. You may have heard me make a very brief mention of it in a couple of episodes in the past, but basically a blanket appraisal is an appraisal that's given to a condominium buyer who bought pre-construction in the past 4 or 5 years ago. And it's an appraisal at the price they agreed to pay the builder when they signed the contract.
Wait, what?
And we all know that the possible problem, or most likely problem with that nowadays, is that the value that they're giving them is not really substantiated based on what's selling. So it puts the buyer in a position where, yes, they can get the mortgage that they were anticipating getting when they signed the contract years in the past, but the value's not really there. So what are they really financing? And the Office for the Superintendent of Financial Institutions is now raising a bit of a flag on that and saying, that's not cool, guys. And in the new year, it looks like it's going to be very difficult for those blanket appraisals to continue, which is going to force the buyer into one of two outcomes. Either they forfeit their deposit and face legal ramifications or repercussions from the builder, or they make up the shortfall in value with cash, which some people will be able to do and others won't. And I think that's an unfortunate thing, but it's kind of a necessary thing. I don't believe there are any written guarantees when you buy these types of investments. If you're investing in the stock market or in pre-construction condominiums or homes, yeah, the market could fall. Now, nobody anticipated that taking place, but the unfortunate truth of it is that some people are going to have to come up with more cash, or some people are going to lose their deposits and maybe face even more serious legal ramifications from the developer. And, that's in the news these days. And further to that point, there's been some call for the government to pull the foreign buyer ban.
That's a great idea.
So for those of you who don't know, back in 2022, legislation was passed to stop all foreign investment in the country. And it was supposed to run until the end of the calendar year of 2024, but got extended until, I believe, January 1st, 2027. So it's still in place right now. And I guess some of these builders who are dealing with these issues that may be becoming even more prevalent in the new year are saying, let's get rid of that foreign buyer ban. Let these investors come back in. They stimulate the economy. They can stimulate the market. They create jobs. All of it sounds like good things. Well, I guess, as it turns out, only 5% of all the purchases that fueled this market to go where it went, only 5% were foreign investors, apparently. That's the data that is made available to me. And I thought to myself, that doesn't sound egregious in any way. But then I also thought to myself, well, wait a second. That's from coast to coast across the entire country for all transactions that they were taking into consideration for the survey. Well, I don't think there's too many foreign investors who are buying in Yellowknife or Northwest Territories, if you know what I mean. Foreign investment was concentrated in two main areas of the country, and that was the GTA in southwestern Ontario and the greater Vancouver area. So the 5% number is probably substantially higher in our markets, and yes, it definitely did have something to do with the great acceleration of prices that caused the affordability crisis in and of itself. So bring it back. You can if you want, or you can get rid of the ban, but I don't really think the environment is as attractive to foreign investors as it was 5 and 10 years ago. So I don't think it's going to help to prop the market up, and that's just my point. I think we have to get away from trying to artificially affect the market and let the market recalibrate on its own. And unfortunately, it is going to be painful for some of these folks who bought these pre-construction condos. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. But for someone else's pain, it's going to create an opportunity for another person, right? These values come back down to reality and what the market is actually bearing. There are some good opportunities in the condo market right now, especially if you want to have your own place. And if you've got enough runway, you're young enough where you can see that being the first step to owning a detached home and starting a family.
Well, it looks like there is a little light at the end of our tunnel, eh?
Final point I want to talk about is more about that inventory. I heard a term the other day called phantom listing.
That sounds very scary.
I thought to myself, what is a phantom listing? Phantom listing is a seller who's not really serious. They haven't priced their property realistically. They don't have any duress that's forcing them to make the transaction come together at today's real estate value. And phantom listings have always been around, and they're really just overpriced listings. They've always been there, whether it's a seller's market, a balanced market, or a buyer's market. People come to the market without the right information, or they just don't want to face the reality, or they weren't getting the right advice from the realtor from the get-go. But they've always been there, and they've helped to change the environment of the market. And it definitely is a buyer's market because there's lots of selection, and there likely will be more to come in the new year. Buyers have the time to look for the right property and to put conditions in their offers to protect them, to be able to get realistic mortgage financing terms, appraisals, home inspections, and know that the property that they want to buy on the day they close is within the realm of their expectation.
They will not be forced into doing this.
So phantom listing or not, lots of listings out there. They've always been there. Anyhow, without further delay, let's get a look at that inventory story. As you can see in this realm of data, yeah, we've got inventory drawing down for properties that are for sale, but the rental inventory as of this morning was really high. I don't know what it'll be on Wednesday, but as of this morning, it was over 10,700 rental units in the 416 area code, both freehold and condo. That's a lot. That's a big number. And based on my number calculation from this morning, nearly 50% of all available rentals of that 10,700 number in the 416 is priced at $2,500 or less.
Shut the front door.
So I think the affordability is kind of getting solved. If you told somebody that over half of available rentals in the city of Toronto would be $2,500 or less a couple of years ago, they'd laugh at you.
Well, who's laughing now?
So, one person's loss is another person's gain. Hey, listen, I want to say a special thank you to all of you who allowed me to share in your real estate journey this year. I hope you're about to spend some joyous time with friends and family in your new locations. And of course, happy holidays to everybody out there. And I'm wishing everyone a very safe, prosperous, and happy new year. And until the next episode, this is Mike Brown with RE/MAX, uncovering the real estate of real estate here in the GTA and Southwestern Ontario.